I'm gonna say it because men can't. More often than not, women will argue with their emotions so that they're always right. Not all the time, but more often than not, women will argue with their feelings so that they're always right. Because no matter what, your feelings are valid. Period. That's the full sentence. But now, if we're having a conversation, I tell you you weren't supposed to feel that way, even if I didn't mean to make you feel that way, if I tell you that your feelings are dumb, now I'm gaslighting you. But the only person that could validate those feelings is you, and I have to accept how you feel. Period. But then if I try and introduce logic to the situation, then I'm missing the point. Okay. As a man, if you try and argue your feelings, then you're a bitch. Okay. So now there's no conversation to be had. It's just, you made me feel this way, apologize, and let's get over it. But I didn't get to get off nothing about how I felt or how I feel about the situation or what I thought. And this is coming from a woman that processes her emotions and feelings in private and argues with logic and unbiased worldview opinions in public. So I'm just trying to figure out when do y'all accept or try and hear the other point of view? That's all I want to know. I'm just curious.
Kira, you can use it. You can use green screens as when you a guest now, right?
I don't want to use it.
All right, bet. So what you want to discuss first? You want to discuss what she had to say? Because I have some questions pertaining to what she had to say. Or do you want to discuss what my friend Paris had to say first?
Let's discuss the question that you have.
Okay, bet. So the questions that I have are pertaining to this audio that I just played. So the first question is she speaking facts or fiction?
Depending on the circumstances. I'm gonna say that.
Okay, elaborate.
Well, first of all, every woman don't feel like that.
Right.
Every woman don't feel the way that she feel. Because some men know how to communicate, some men know how to elaborate on their feelings. And they say what they mean and mean what they say. So I can't categorize every man and put them in the category of what she's speaking about. So, as far as what's the other question you asked me?
Okay. I'll go to the next one. So, do you think most women argue their feelings over logic majority of the time? You being a woman yourself, and just a woman in your family, woman that your girlfriends, woman that you've been around in your life, and not even just between men and women, just in general. Do you feel women argue their feelings over actual logic most of the time?
Yeah. I'm a woman. I do that all the time. To be real, the whole point of a lot of women, what they don't understand is when we argue, like, well, I'm gonna speak for me. Let me talk
Right.
about. When I argue off of logic simply because I always think about the bigger picture. Some men only think about the now and what's happening in the moment. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm always thinking about like the bigger picture and what's coming ahead and all of those things. So I my arguments be based off of what the repercussions in the long run. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't be caring about what because the now is only temporary. Shit, today almost over with. So what am I arguing about now for? Let's talk about the longevity. That's what I want to talk about. Let's talk about the you know what I'm saying, the repercussions that's gonna come, you know what I'm saying, later on. That's what I want to talk about. That's why I argue. I don't know about nobody else, but me, oh yeah, that's what we arguing about.
Okay. So Kira, these days, a lot of women say that men that shell their emotions are displaying toxic masculinity. So, at one point in time, like when you and I were growing up, if a man was being emotional and things of that nature, like the woman said in the video, he was seen as a bitch. He was seen as soft. He was seen as pussy. All those things. But nowadays, you have women saying that, like, if a man is, not being as emotionally vulnerable, then he's displaying toxic masculinity. So my question to you is, as a woman, do you think that a lot of women, despite them saying that, men that shell their emotions are, displaying toxic masculinity, do you think a lot of women actually want a man to be very open and emotionally vulnerable with them?
Yeah.
To an extent, or just full on out? Like, do you really want a man that, like, every day he coming home from work, he got something to talk about, he just
No. First of all, no. I don't want a man to do that every day, but I want him to be able to understand how to create a balance. Like, understand that at the very end of the day, I want you to be vulnerable, I want you to be emotional, but every day, no. Mm-mm. That ain't no. I can't be around a man that always express themselves every day, every second of the day. At a certain amount of time, it's gonna sound like they're whining. Just like they say about women, we nag all the time. If we always got something, if we always bring up something every day, guess what? It's called nagging to them.
right.
So we can't do it every day either. I'm just
But
being honest.
right. But like, as a man, like, when things get tough, when things get tough in life, I don't think a lot of women really want a man that's, is gonna have his head down with her, that's gonna be crying with her, that's gonna be being all sad and emotional with her.
Mm,
So when I hear these women talking about, oh, we really want men to be more emotional and, open up to us and things of that nature, I don't necessarily believe that. And look, I'm not a
I don't
woman.
either.
Right. I'm not a woman, but I don't necessarily believe that. I'm not buying that. I don't think if someone in their family passed, if they friend passed, I think there's certain things that a woman will understand a man like being very emotional over. But I don't think women really want just men to just be all openly emotionally vulnerable with them all the time. Like, absolutely not.
No, absolutely. We ain't even go say yeah, because we know that's a lie. We know that's a lie. At the end of the day, nobody, no woman can sit up here and say, "Yeah, I want my man to be emotional with me every day." And if she do this, all cap. You capping because you don't want no man that's gonna be emotional with you every day. Every time he come home from work, it's something happening. Every you don't know that means he don't know how to control his emotions. If he come home to you every day and complain about his day, that means he don't know how to control his emotions. I'm just gonna be real with you. Because if you're affected by everything, any small thing or whatever you go through throughout the day, if you're affected by it every day, that means I can't. How can I trust you um to not be emotional when it comes down to the things that we have going on in our relationship? I can't, because everything's gonna affect you.
Right.
So I mean, come on now. Let's just be real. That's just what it is. How can you have the emotional capacity to withhold a relationship if you cannot do it on a daily basis? It don't work like that. And that's the most craziest thing if somebody say, "Yeah, I agree. I want a man that knows how to be emotional every day." No, you don't. Stop lying. Stop lying. No.